It's a blessing to welcome on one of the biggest surprises in the Pac-12, coming off winning Pac-12 Freshman of the Week, Jabari Walker. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Well, take us through this. You're a guy that is in the Pac-12, a high major amongst tons of the top freshmen. You're making your name as one of the better freshmen in the entire conference right now. Colorado's playing as one of the best teams in the country as well. How you feeling right now, man?
I'm feeling good. Just going out there playing my game, and uh, the rest will handle itself.
We have to go back because it was about a year or so ago. You and I were talking, and you were looking at possible other routes of taking an extra year or something like that. And now you fast forward a year from now, and we look at you, like I just said, coming out freshman of the week. You're playing at this level. Did you see this in yourself? Did you expect to be in this position a year ago?
Um, yeah, a lot of people really don't know, but I was looking at doing even another year of like what would you call it, prep, like
Mhm.
even after campus. But just a lot of people were talking to me. They're like, you don't even need an extra year. And I just kept hearing stuff on the side, like maybe it would help to get stronger. But I obviously like had confidence in myself, and I knew I could compete, but I didn't want to just go into college and waste a year. But like after Corona and stuff like kind of hit during the summer, I was like, I'm not gonna chance it. I don't want to get stuck going like somewhere to a school and not be able to see my family. I'm gonna just go to college and we'll see. And then originally there was talks out there about like red shirt and stuff like that. I had seen comments on Instagram saying, all right, we're gonna red shirt him and stuff like that. But I just ignored it, and I was like, all I could do is just play my hardest and just keep working, and we'll see what happens. And I think like the first practices and just the open runs and stuff I have with the guys, like I just kind of earned their respect, just hooping and showing them what I could do. And then I was just kind of seen as one of those guys that was going to play and get minutes. And I just been earning those minutes kind of gradually throughout the season. And well, my situation is kind of hard because I got just great vets in front of me. So
Hmm.
if they weren't there, obviously I'd probably be playing a little more. But I have to understand that they're more experienced than I am, and I have a lot to learn from them.
That was kind of my thing. I thought Colorado was a great fit. I love Coach Boyle and all the staff there. And I knew you obviously I watched a ton of games with you at Compass. I knew you could play at the Division 1 high level, but as you said, you got guys like Evan in front of you. You got Jariah, you got Deshaun. You got just a lot of these guys that are experienced, very, very good players too. You kind of get to learn from them. So I didn't really expect as much as you're doing right now. But as I said, you're playing at a level where you're one of probably the best backup forward, big men you want to call it in the
Yeah.
conference right now. How have you kind of accepted this role and how have you kind of embraced just being this backup forward kind of player?
Uh, just um, just learning every day, like having those guys in front of me. I learned so much, like just in practice and just being comfortable, like coming off the bench really, and being like an energy guy, and just going out there and hoop. Just knowing like my time will come and just not rushing it. This year is kind of like a learning experience for me, and a lot of people didn't really expect me to be doing this much. So I knew what I was capable of, and I'm just glad that I'm starting to, show a lot of people, prove a lot of people wrong.
Out of all those vets, who in specific has really taken you under their wing? Who do you say has kind of helped mentor you, or has it been one guy that's really helped mentor you throughout this
Uh,
process so far?
Between Jariah and Ev, for sure. Like we play similar positions, like we guard the same people. So they've just been helping me with stuff like guarding the post is and just the mental aspect of things. Like I tell them all the time, like without them, I really wouldn't be the player I am right now. I think I'm pretty skilled, but the mental aspect and the like that side is really important. So they've been around the game a lot. So they say I got what it takes to be really good. So they see a lot of potential in me, and they've been doing their best to just access all of that, and I appreciate that.
Let me ask you this. We know these guys are here and we'll see how much longer they stay in college, but it's to you when it is your time and you get the keys of the team. You're the starting power forward, starting small forward, whatever it looks like. What can the nation expect from Jabari Walker?
Um, just me to play my game still, whatever it takes to win. I'm not the type of player to do too much. I obviously got some great teammates coming up. Dominic Clifford, Luke, Tristan got a great freshman class coming up with me. So we're just looking to win next year. We're obviously gonna have like bigger roles depending on who stays, and who doesn't. But
Mhm.
just being ready for that and being ready to uh, take the place of what these seniors have been doing, and just we're learning this year so that we can apply it whenever we need to. So to answer your question, really not too much, but just kind of accepting a bigger role and doing whatever I need to do to help my team win.
We hear a lot of stories about freshmen, especially in the terms of the team, the first couple of weeks getting together, scrimmaging, working out with guys. Sometimes it can be kind of funny, just kind of freshman mistakes. What would you say has been some of the funniest moments you had with your team in the first week or so, or just first kind of beginning as a freshman?
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Um, like I used to set a lot of illegal screens. Just the game was really fast for me. It still
Mhm.
is a little bit, but it's starting to slow down as I say. But uh, my teammates could probably tell you better, but I know for sure the illegal screens was a big deal. Like I averaged at least one or two of those in the first few games. Like it was guaranteed I was gonna get an illegal screen. And still like we joke around about me fouling. Like lately it's gotten a little better, but the start of the season I was like averaging 4 fouls a game. So whenever it was like two or three at halftime, we would joke, be like, all right, yeah, I met my average. And then after the game, we would just joke around like I averaged 4 fouls. So probably probably some stuff like that. And then just forgetting the plays, like just not running the plays. My teammates joke with me because I usually get a bucket or I usually score, but it's never usually through executing the play the right way. So that's one of the things I'm working on is just understand the plays and just following it like correctly. But they're like, you're really a pickup player. Like you doing your own thing. I don't know. That's just learning that in the plays and something I'm getting better at. I think. Like a lot of us freshmen, we weren't used to it, so it was turnovers, just silly mistakes.
Would you say that you're starting to settle down? Do you feel really comfortable right now, or do you think there's still some more growth for you in terms of just feeling comfortable at the college game?
Definitely a lot more growth. I'm starting to get more comfortable, but just each game I see like more opportunity and areas I could get better at. So which makes me excited. I know like with the time that I'm getting right now, I have to take full advantage of it. But when like hopefully like when I have a bigger role, there's more I'll be able to do and more ways I'll be able to impact the game. And I think this summer I just have to work towards that and just work on my body, get stronger so that I'm prepared to help the team win next year.
How are those first couple of scrimmages? You're going up against a guy in Evan that we know is a big guy. He's experienced. We talked about Dry, same thing. What was it like just guarding them? And was it kind of a hard adjustment for you at first?
Yeah. Ev is huge. So just me moving my feet, like uh you definitely got to move your feet when you're guarding him or else he's gonna bury you. So just
Mhm.
guarding him has always been tough. It's still tough now. Like Dallas, it feels like if you stop him at the free throw line, he'll still shoot a hook shot over you, which is crazy. Uh, he just makes me feel small sometimes. So guarding those guys is tough. And then a guy like Jariah, like you can't leave him. He'll post you up and he'll shoot over the top, or he'll stretch it out to three, where you're in help side, he'll kick it, and then you got to hurry up and get out there because he's an amazing shooter. So just all these guys, they have different skill sets, and learning how to guard all of them has made me a better defensive player overall.
You also got a guy at point guard that is going to be up for Pac-12 Player of the Year, one of the
Mm.
top guards in the country. Todd McKinley, how's it been just playing with him, learning from him? Take us to that.
Yeah, he's he's really a pro. So
Hmm.
just how you'd imagine a pro guard to be like that's him like in his approach to the game and just him on the court. He doesn't make any excuses. He's everything you ask like in a leader. He's a great leader, a fierce competitor. He's just a guy you want to play with. Like some point guards like that. Like I know in high school how it was. Just some point guards would like uh we're more score first. Like Ken is a score first point. Not I wouldn't say score first. I
Hmm.
really don't know what Ken is. Like he could score, then he'll switch it up and get 10 assists a game. So Ken just really does it all. Like just be ready when you're on the court with Ken because if you're open, he's gonna find you. And him being able to score at such a high level is gonna open up the court. So Your man's gonna have to help, and then just be ready to knock down the open shot. If you cut, he's gonna find you, and I just love playing with Cam. Yeah.
I think when you look around the Pac-12, this is the conference that probably has, if not the best, one of the best point guard plays. Pretty much every team has a guy that you could say is a top 10, top 15 point guard. When you look at Raymar, you look at McKinney, you look at all these guys on every single team, Isaac Bonton, list goes on. But you just kind of get to watch that and you even get to play against these guys. How crazy is just looking at how talented these guards are?
Yeah, this we talk about it a lot. This the Pac-12 has a bunch of talented guards. Like just seeing that during the game is just it's crazy. It's like some of the plays they make. It's just different. I really don't know how to describe it. It's they're just their skill set is different. I think we the Pac-12 might be one of the best conferences as far as guards.
Mm.
Just uh, every night, like every night on the scouting report, you see the guard. It's like they could do whatever. It's either a playmaker or score. It's like there's never a guard that you could really just sleep on. Like you got to respect all the guards because they really run the team in the Pac-12, and that usually all of them can score or make plays. So just be ready for that.
We saw a graphic a couple games ago, and that was of this Pac-12 freshman class, and we know how hyped up it was when we look at Marcus Bagley, Jake Up, Evan Mobley, Jair Williams. This list goes on, and we saw you clearly. As we talked about, you're in a limited role, so your numbers aren't at that yet. But when
Mhm.
you put the per 40, you're up there with all of them. You were leading them in pretty much every stat category. And you just look at that. You see your name amongst these guys that will be top five, top 10 picks. What
Mhm.
kind of confidence does that give you?
Uh, I'm honestly not surprised. This
Hmm.
I didn't have a lot of the recognition in high school, but when I played against a bunch of the top guys, I would always get like little comments like, "Oh, you're up there with them," and like I would just hear little stuff like that. But it was like none of the big like uh people like the rankings or whatever would really notice it. But until later on, they started noticing a little bit. But I
Hmm.
wasn't I wasn't really surprised with it. The per 40, I feel like is a good stat, but I just go out there and try to play. Like my heart is just rebound and just do what I can for the team. And I'm glad that that stat shows that pretty much. Yeah.
And you are one of those examples why I always say rankings don't really matter. They're cool, you can look at them, but as we
Mhm.
looked at, and you were even a guy that backed it up. It wasn't just all about potential. You were Defensive Player of the Year in the toughest league you could play in. You played at a high level, averaged a double double or near double double last year. Talk about that play though. When you're slept on, we see how guys didn't want to give you the credit, nationally at least. What went through your mind? What kind of chip did they put on your shoulder?
Uh, yeah, it was a lot. I dealt with it a lot last year. Just I was stressed about it at first. Obviously, like being a young guy, I wanted to be like with the rankings. It was really bragging rights more than anything. But if you like now that I sit back and think about it, it's like I'd rather not be ranked. Like it's a better story overall. Like if you when you feel ranked, I might not worked as hard as I do nowadays. Like that pretty much made me who I am. Just knowing that I wasn't ranked, it always gave me something to work for. So I think it was a blessing in disguise, but it used to get to me back then. Just knowing that I was better than a lot of the guys that was ranked above me, and I would prove it time and time again. It just seemed like a lot of people weren't noticing it, but it could have been because I joined the Gauntlet late. I wasn't really playing with sponsor AU team, so there could be multiple reasons. But I think now is the most important part. Like all the rankings goes out the window in high school. So I like being slept on, honestly.
That's the thing because we know every year there's only about 100 guys at 150, whatever site you're looking at, they get ranked, and everyone else is unranked. Everyone else is in the same shoes that you were in, same shoes that Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, all these guys were in before. But
Mhm.
you personally, you talk to these guys, you just look at advice for these guys growing up, and they're slept on. What's your advice to them? How do they put aside and not really care for rankings, not care for all this stuff, and should just focus in and kind of take the path you've taken?
Yeah, I would just say like don't play for that. Like
Hmm.
that all that is gonna figure itself out. Like my dad told me that, my coach would tell me that. Like just play your game, work hard, and everything will work itself out. Like in my case, that's what happened. I played my game. Um, I went into Compass, like there was people that was ranked higher than me, and there was like I just kind of earned my respect because I didn't go in ranked at all. So just earning the respect of my teammates and just playing my game and working hard. Like the coaches are gonna see that, colleges are gonna see that. It doesn't go unlooked. So when you think that you're not like appreciated as a player just because the rankings don't rank you, like real like coaches, the college coaches, they know what a real basketball player looks like. That's why I was recruited pretty heavy, uh, like out of Compass because I was slept on, and they're like, okay, this kid, he's a real basketball player. Like, what's going on? So I would just say if you keep playing, like working hard, and um, forget about the rankings, like the college coaches are gonna see that.
We talk about Coach Boyle. He's a great coach, but talk about your guys' bond personally. What was that like? How'd that get started? Just kind of talk about how you guys first built that relationship.
Yeah, I would say like Colorado kind of came in a little bit late on the recruiting process,
Hmm.
uh, towards like the end of the conference season. So I wasn't really talking to Coach Boyle like a lot throughout the season. And I was when the coach did Coach Greer had came to one of the practices, so I was more so communicating with him.
Hmm.
And then I hopped on like a couple of Zooms with Coach Boyle. But when I arrived to campus, we had like great conversations, and he just always tells me like you're gonna be a great player. So he he has a lot of confidence in me, and just him as a coach, he gives his players a lot of freedom. Like a lot of coaches will take you out the game immediately for making mistakes, and that's not. I don't really agree with that, but Coach Boyle, he'll let you play through mistakes, and he just really let me learn a lot this freshman year, and he gave me a lot of freedom. I say.
Almost all recruits hear the same thing from coaches, and that's they're going to get minutes, they're going to get playing time, and all that stuff. Was that what Coach Boyle was telling you, or what was his expectations when he talked to you originally for your freshman year?
Uh-huh. Well, obviously, like Tyler Bay had went to the draft, so there was like kind of a spot open in that area. He didn't guarantee anything. He just told me like it's up to me on whether I want to like get ministers here. He's like if I come in and do what I have to do, he's gonna be forced to throw me to the fire because he doesn't have like that because Tyler Bay is leaving. That space is open, and um, that like just hearing that, it was like that's all I needed to hear. I didn't need anything guaranteed to me. Like it was never like that for me. I always had to work for everything I got. So all I needed was the opportunity was there, and if I worked, then I could earn minutes, and I feel like I've done a pretty good job at that.
We have to discuss this whole COVID protocol, the crazy COVID year, and that's affected everybody in multiple aspects. But if you want to say an excuse for some freshmen, it's kind of fair. I mean, you guys, it's hard for any freshman going out there any year, but having this COVID protocol is not the same as usual. But how are you able to overcome that and get through all this stuff and still be able to produce at this level while having an even more hectic year than typical freshmen have?
Uh-huh. Um, it's been tough. Like I don't even know what it's like to like on a
Hmm.
normal year in college. So I don't know the difference really, but I would think that I have more time in the gym and more opportunities to lift. So it might be a blessing in disguise. I don't know. I know I'm missing out on going to like a lot of classes. So that could give me more time in going to the gym. I just try to look at it that way, like the upside of things instead of the negatives. Like I don't want to make excuses for myself. Um, like we did have to sit out like early on because COVID and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I think in a regular year, like we wouldn't have to do that. So I would have probably got more reps and more time in the gym. But I just been taking advantage of the opportunities that I have, like just remembering that like your next game isn't guaranteed. Like you could easily be out for however long. So just trying to work and not take the opportunity for granted.
So, what does a day in your life look like when we're talking about going through testing and whatever that looks like? Just take us through a typical day in 2021 now with COVID. How does it look like for you as a basketball player?
Yeah, so usually we have to wake up like at 8 to go do morning tests, and depending on what type of test it is, sometimes we have a test where it takes like hours results.
Hmm.
and we have to go in early for that, and we get the results later in the afternoon before we practice. And then there's some tests that we do that come back a little quicker. So we sometimes do that before just before practice before we hop on. But just testing in the morning, we come back. Now I have uh, school in the morning, so on Zoom, just joining those classes and um, doing my schoolwork, and then just grab lunch. They usually have lunch provided for us at the gym before practice. So just going to the gym, eating lunch. This is after class, and then if you need treatment before practice, show up a little early. If you need tape, show up a little early. Do whatever you have to do, and then just chill in the locker room a little bit, get ready, talk to the guys, and then depending on what day it is, we'll usually watch film before games. Like we have a game in the next couple of days, we'll watch film before we hop on the court. But if it's not, then we'll just go straight to the court and warm up. Some days we'll do individual skill stuff for like the bigger guys and the guards. Like we'll split up and do different stuff in different gyms, and then we'll come back together as a team. So just depending on what the practice plan is during for that day is based on how like the practice will go. And after practice, usually cold tub, hot tub. I like to stay away from the cold tub a little bit because I don't know, I can't handle it all the time. So mostly it's just hot tub after practice, and then some treatment depending on how your body's feeling, stretching, and then lifting. If you don't lift in the morning or before practice, then usually we have to lift after practice. So just depending on what you did that day, and afterwards we were probably getting out the gym around like 4 4:45, close to 5 p.m. And it's about time to grab food after that, and then head back to the room and just chill, just wind down. Like I'm just getting back right now after getting food with the guys, and it's like 7:30. So it's a busy day, really.
You mentioned the hot tub and the cold tub. What are the guys that typically join the hot tub, and which ones are more the cold tub type of guys?
uh, I know me, Nick, and Eli. We usually just chill in the hot tub majority of the time. And Jariah. Most of us are hot tub guys. Really,
Mhm.
the cold it's really cold. So I know a cold tub guy is Maddox. Like he'll stay in there more than he even gets in the hot tub. I don't really see him in the hot tub. I only see him in the cold tub to be honest. But
Mhm.
he's different. He goes swimming in the middle of the winter in the creeks around here. So Maddox is a different breed. But besides him, we all usually favor the hot tub. You'll come in and most of the guys will just be in the hot tub rather than the cold tub. And the coaches would joke around and be like, who's going to get in the cold tub? Like, why is nobody in the cold tub?
I know all guys, that first game you get on the court, and unfortunately, you guys don't have fans. It's not the same as probably your first real game for a lot of freshmen, but you just get to step on that Division One court. You step up and see that massive arena. What was that first game like for you?
I, I don't mind it as much as a lot of people.
Hmm.
A lot of people like really, a lot of people really want fans and stuff like that. I do. I want fans, but
Hmm.
playing an empty court, I just like the game. So I know that they're watching on TV and just it's like as long as people are still watching, that's cool with me. But the fan part, it's not hidden affecting me as much as affecting a lot of players. And plus, this is my first year, so I haven't experienced it with a college stadium with fans, really. So I'm just this is all I know. So I'm just going with the flow, really. But you see, I've been able to do well without the fans, and I don't know how the fans would affect me really, but I'm fine with playing an empty gym as long as I get to play. Really.
When we look at your game, we know you're gonna be a guy that's gonna get fans going crazy. When you have the blocks you have down, you're also gonna throw down a lot of big dunks, and you're also shooting the three now 50% too. But
Mhm.
when you do get those fans out there, and we know how crazy that place can get, just what do you think is going to go through your mind? And do you think it might take some time to adjust to having all of a sudden thousands and thousands of people watching you?
Yeah, for sure. I think a big part, like with the with the fans too, I think it just adds more of a nervous factor. So I think that's why I was
Mhm.
saying like I don't mind it. I do miss the fans and miss having them there, but just for like the anxiety reasons and stuff like that, not having them helps that. But
Mhm.
I I think just yeah, just me being an energy guy, like getting big time blocks and uh big threes, like I know the fans would be going crazy. So hopefully we get some fans back in there and I'll get to experience that.
Now, when I talk about your game, you're a guy that you're starting to turn some heads. We could have that media discussion someday down the road, but you could, let's say that's not necessarily what you want to do. You want to put out your whole career at Colorado. And we know this year is theoretically a register in terms of the eligibility rules. You guys don't really go against it. If you could have a 5-year career at Colorado, what's some of the stuff you could accomplish and achieve in a 5-year career?
Uh, a lot.
Hmm.
There's really a lot. A lot of stuff that I'm not looking at right now. Um, I like I don't know what the records are here, so I think that really just comes with just playing every day. Like obviously, the more games you play, the better chance you have of like breaking records and doing stuff like that. So I really don't hear about some of the stuff till like after I play the game or um like later on, like oh you did this, like that hasn't really been done since blah blah blah. I was like, okay, I didn't go out there intending to do that. I just went out there and played, and the game came to me, and that's just how it works with me. I think if you force it, then it doesn't really look good. Like you're not letting the game come to you. And a lot of people like me because I like to play the game the right way. So
Hmm.
I think that's why my teammates like me. I'm really efficient, I say. So I don't like to force up shots. I like to get people involved, and I like to take open shots. So if that stuff does come, then it does. If not, then I'm not worried about it.
There was a record that got broke a couple of games ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago now. Kenny
Mm.
Rives got the assist record. Were you guys aware of that record? Were you guys aware of that? Did you guys know about that? Did he know about that? Just take us through that night and just when you guys were able to celebrate it.
I feel like everybody else except me was aware of it. I I didn't know till halftime, or yeah, I didn't know till halftime that he broke the record, or it might have been after the game. But I even when he hit Ev with the assist, I thought nothing of it. I was like, I just was watching the game and just cheering because we scored. I didn't think it was a special assist or whatever. But later, like in the locker room, I'm like, oh wait, you did break the record. Like that's really big time. Ken was just doing what he does though, so I just I expect that from Ken. And uh, I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't aware of it though, but apparently all my teammates were, and they knew what was going on. I think it was just me really.
There's another moment we saw around Christmas time with you at the PS5. You can kind of take us through that and what all went down there.
Yeah. So I had I was looking for a PS5 on OfferUp, and it really didn't work out. Like I was just so excited to get a PS5 that I wasn't looking at like some of the red flags on like how it would work and how you could get like scammed on the app.
Hmm.
And I was just kind of like naive, like nothing like this has ever happened to me before. But I had paid to get the PS5, and uh, it didn't end up working out. Like I never got it. And
Hmm.
me, like I'm thinking, well, maybe maybe I'll get it eventually. Like maybe the guy is just like maybe he really like I don't know what I was expecting, but it didn't hit me till like 2 days later, and I was like, oh wow, like I'm really not getting my money back. I I was kind of sad, and I was just in my room, like nothing like that has ever happened to me,
Hmm.
and like that's a lot of money for a college kid, especially. There's a lot of things you could do with that.
Hmm.
So um, like my Jiraiya and Neek, they were there when it happened, so they like kind of experienced it firsthand with me. And Jiraiya, I guess, had been talking about doing something for me since that day. And like he got my teammates together, they all pitched in on getting PS5, and I didn't know about it. And they had texted in the group chat like we're doing shoot around later. I was like, okay, well we have a game coming up, like maybe everybody just wants to get the team together, do some extra work. And I was there. We all met in the locker room, and everybody was moving kind of slow. So I was like, what's going on? And I was just hyped to get on the court. So I was listening to my music, and then I wasn't really getting dressed yet. And they're like, "You gonna get dressed?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we about to hit the court." So I went to get my shoes, where I keep it underneath my locker, and I opened it, and my shoes weren't there, and it was a box. And then I looked, and I had seen Ken. He had his phone out recording. He had two phones out recording. I was like, "Oh, they're finna prank me." Like, I guess I'm a freshman, so.
Mhm.
Uh, it's my turn to get pranked. And I was just laughing. I was like, all right, I'll accept it. I'll get pranked. And I went to open the box, and then I seen like the PS5, and I was surprised. Uh, I can't describe my emotions really at the time. It was like I wanted to cry just of happiness and like what my team did for me.
Mhm.
And I never experienced nothing like that before with any other team. It just shows like how much of a brotherhood this is, and how together we really are. Like not too many teams in this country would do that. So it just showed that I made the right choice in the school that I picked.
You did mention you thought originally it was a prank. Have you had any freshman pranks this year yet?
No, not not really. I was expecting more, but
Mhm.
the older guys are really like really closer with the freshmen than what I would have imagined. Like they
Mhm.
don't leave us out with nothing. We all are together. We all have the same conversations with each other, and like they just accepted us. There's no hate towards the freshmen. They just treat us kind of like their little brothers, really. Like
Mhm.
I was expecting more of that though, and I'm glad like I didn't have to experience that. But that's just our team. Like we're just really close.
Are there any rookie chores? Do you have to go and carry the balls or something, or is there any rookie chores you have to do?
Yeah, like on the road trips, we gotta grab the bags, like the equipment bags,
Mhm.
take them to the gym and stuff like that. Usually like boarding the plane, we gotta carry more bags than the others. It's kind of help the managers out a little bit more. So that's kind of our responsibility when traveling.
Without a doubt. Well, there was a two-game strand you had there that led ultimately to getting freshman of the week, and that involved back-to-back double doubles, including a huge one over Cal too. But take us to that week. Like, what switched in your mind? What allowed you to have those big outings?
Uh, uh, Really nothing like switching my mind. I think I just went out there to play. I was ready to play. I got in there and I made my impact, and the game just kind of came to me. I kept feeling it. I was knocking down shots, getting rebounds, and like you just scoring and just seeing that immediate success just kind of gives you more energy. So um, just seeing that just gave me kind of a boost of energy, and it made me want to rebound more. I was locked in on defense. I was just locked into helping the team win, really. So I think in Utah, that's what happened, and then that was like a confidence booster. Like I got more comfortable after that game, and the game against Cal at home, it was like okay, I've been here before. Like the nerves aren't really there as much. Let me just play my game, and you kind of know like the formula you have to come with in order to have games like that. So for
Mhm.
me, I like to start off with the rebounding part. Just rebound and just be active and let the game come to you. So if I get a rebound, hit it to give it to the guard, like run on fast break. You could easily get points like on transition or um, like us. We preach like run, get the opponents tired and just try to outrun them. And like usually the bigs are on me, so if I just outrun them, then the guard can just pitch it up to me for easy bucket. So just getting little buckets like that, and then I get offensive rebounds and putbacks. So that's buckets right there. And then just hitting the open shot and then free throws. So just doing the little things really that adds up to a stat line like that.
Those type of games, can we expect that when it comes time for you to do the keys, if it's next year or the following year, can we expect those kind of games to become a consistent thing for you?
Definitely. I feel like with more opportunity, more time, like it's destined to happen. More experience really. I feel like I could easily average a double double. Um, the with rebounding and points and just uh, yeah, I feel like it could become something that's consistent in the future.
Without doubt. Well, I do want to get into your family a little bit because, as we know, you have a basketball family. It runs in the blood. Your siblings are playing college basketball. Your dad played in the NBA. Take us through this. What's it like just growing up in legitimately a basketball family?
Uh, yeah, like basketball was definitely the main topic
Mhm.
at our dinners, as you could probably imagine. But there was a lot of studying of the game. Like my dad would just break down film for me and my brothers. Like I remember clearly, like after whether it was pickup at LA Fitness or it was a tournament or something like that, whatever we did playing basketball or just a workout, we were gonna come back home and watch film on it. And I think just that was a big part of my development. Just seeing like how my body moved and how my body was developing. Like I knew what to look for and like the game just started slowing down for me really. And it was tough growing up with my dad. Like me and my brother would have to wake up at 6 a.m. to go to the gym. Like I didn't want to do that my sophomore, junior year in high school. Like I, I didn't see the bigger picture yet and he saw it. And he'll come home, it'll be 12 a.m. sometimes. I have school the next day and he's like, we're going to the park. We're about to go do some sprints. And like it was bigger than the sprints really. It was just the mindset of the workout and just changed my mindset. And I haven't broken down mentally like I have those days. So he literally broke me down. So I guess he did it early on so that it didn't have to happen to me later on. And now I kind of push through stuff like that. Like I was kind of soft growing up, but I could handle adversity now because just those early morning workouts and those late night sprints and just stuff like that. It was tough.
I've had you down here before too, and he discussed. I mean, we know he's also played in the NBA a long time. He's had the opportunity to play with some of the greatest to ever play this game, from Tim Duncan to Kobe Bryant to the list goes on. Having all those kind of experiences he's had, and just being able to become an NBA player like you someday want to become, how has that helped you just overall just learn those lessons that he's learned throughout his career?
Uh-huh. Yeah. My dad like is extremely knowledgeable like
Hmm.
around life and around the game. So uh just having him like around has been really great for my development. I really don't realize it until until I hear it from other people sometimes.
Hmm.
Like nowadays, I'll hear it from someone else, and then I'll be like, okay, my dad told me that. Uh, like even when I was young, like information that people are just now getting, like I had that at a young age, and I'm really blessed, like really fortunate to have him in my life as well as just the family, just my family in general. Um, but as far as like basketball, he's definitely been a huge impact on the way I play today. It's the reason I play the game the right way, I feel. Um, I the reason I go to get offensive rebounds definitely. The reason I rebound overall like I do, uh, the reason I shoot like I do. We used to get reps up at the gym every day. So yeah, it's been I've been blessed just having him in my life.
Let's say we get the whole Walker basketball family together, and we have you, your brother, your sister, your dad. You guys play king on the court. Who's winning that game?
I'm coming out with the dub. There's no doubt about it. Uh, I feel like I'm the best shooter in the family, so I'm gonna knock down some mid-range jump shots and threes. Then as soon as they start coming out, I think I'm using my pump fake, get around, and I've been lifting. So I don't, for my dad, I don't think he can move his feet with me. He's too slow, so I'm just go around him. But my brother, he can move his feet, and he's a really good defensive player. So I'm gonna have to work a little harder. I might have to pull out some counter moves like some spin moves, some pump fakes. But overall, I think I'm coming out with that dub for sure.
I'm not sure if the schedules will ever align, but let's say you and Baji end up playing each other someday. How exciting would that be for you? And just take us through what that game would be like.
Yeah, I always think about that. Honestly, I hope that's a possibility. I don't know, but I think maybe I would match up with him. I don't know. Hopefully, I would, but he's a lefty, so I would sit on that left side, and I feel like he's a drive first, so I'm a sag off a little bit, make him shoot the jump shot, and I might offensively I might catch him in the mid post, try to drive him, get some fouls. But I think it'll be a pretty competitive game. He's come down for the summer in Cali, and just our open runs would get heated. Like the whole gym would have to stop just because me and him arguing over fouls and me and him getting competitive. Like, so I already know that the game will be crazy. Um, I don't know. I hope maybe that could happen someday. So we'll see.
If that happens, I'm sure Coach Boyle wouldn't want that necessarily, but is there a chance we could possibly see one of you two or both of you guys get teed up at some point if you guys did play each other?
Yeah, it's destined. I think we would. Yeah, I don't know how the play would go, but I could definitely see that happening.
Absolutely, man. Well, something I was like wrapping up discussing is building a legacy for yourself. And we know you're setting out Colorado. We know your ultimate goal is playing NBA someday, or at least playing at the next level. But let's say after all your basketball career is done, what do you ultimately want to be remembered for what you achieved both on and off the court?
Um, just that's a good question. Um, really just like my character, like who I am as a person. Um, I want to give back like some of my knowledge to like the younger guys and um, like surrounding the game and not surrounding the game, like because like overall it's bigger than basketball. Like it's about life and learning experiences, and I just want to be there for like kids growing up that don't like that are less fortunate and uh, like they feel like they're overlooked and stuff like that. I just want to tell them like my path, like how it's kind of similar. It was difficult. It wasn't always easy. So I just want to be like remembered for my character, and I just want to help people have a better life growing up.
Absolutely, man. One final thing for you. Give Colorado fans your three biggest goals you have set for the remainder of your Colorado career.
Uh, NCAA championship for sure, Pac-12 championship,
Mhm.
and another one just be like number one team, top 10 team in the country, top 15, something like that. One of those.
Absolutely, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on today, and I can't wait to see what God's got next for you, man. Of
Thank you. Appreciate it.
course, you always welcome on, man. God bless.
Thank you.